Hey, Dean YouTube, it's Will from Will Development. This is my 393rd weekly update. Getting close to that 400 number, which is a weird feeling, but kind of a cool feeling too. So, last weekend was Miami's Baddest, and I brought a bunch of stones down there that were also up for auction for the show and to be auctioned off, yada yada. Super happy and excited to report that through the auction, we were able to raise $690, and then I threw in just 10 to make it a nice even $700 to Our Grounds Coffee. A super exciting thing, honestly, that we were able to do, and it really just shows how much the community, can come together when we need to and when we should. Which this was a great cause, and I'm pretty blown away by that number. My goal was 600, and so we got all the way to 7, which is crazy awesome. The weekend was great too. I probably would have enjoyed it more if I had gotten more sleep, but it just the way things worked out last week. All of a sudden it was 10:30 on Friday night, and I'm like, well, to get down there, it's a 4-hour drive when you can drive, normal speeds, but I had a lot. I was bringing down 2,400 pounds or so worth of cargo, and it's just like, so I'm not even going to be able to drive, normal speeds. It took me almost 5 hours to get there, and I knew that going out, and I was just like, well, hell, I got to leave at like midnight or 1 anyway. So I just ended up staying up, and I planned on basically getting there, taking a little nap in the truck, and then going from there, seeing what happened. But it just ended up that I was up for just about 40 something hours throughout the course of the weekend, which, I'll tell you what, it took me a couple days just to recover from that. But I made it back in one piece, barely, but I made it back, and got back into training. And honestly, Monday was rough. I'll be honest, it wasn't like I was not recovered by Monday. So I ended up just running farmers, like a few sets of farmers on Monday, and that's really all I had energy for. Tuesday was better. Tuesday was a press day. Pressing's, it's still kind of tough for me right now, just with the way the left shoulder is. It's one of those things, it's just going to take time to heal, and I'm just trying to sort of just push it that extra little bit every single time as best as I can, just to get it used to, higher weights and heavier weights again. I'm still able to put like 180 overhead. It really doesn't hurt when I'm extended. It really only hurts when I'm holding it in the rack position. So things like log are really, really painful for me. Axle not so much, because I can just rest that on my shoulders or even on my clavicle, and it doesn't hurt as much because it's just sitting there. But when I have pressure pushing down on it, or when I even push right now, I can feel pain. And it's getting better. It still hurts though, and it's definitely holding me back. And I don't want to push it because I don't know exactly what it is. Like I said, it might just be a strain. It might have just been something went in and out, and it's just inflamed. But it is getting better. It's just taking some time, and I'm willing to just let it slowly heal back up. It is going to be a problem for the show coming up, but it's one of those, we'll cross that road when we get there. But if I show up to the show and it still feels like this does today, I'm probably just going to tell the promoter, look, I'm going to have to just say no to the press event. I'm not even going to attempt it because it's not worth it. It's just too much. But if I feel even like 20% better, I'll still give it a shot. Because it's kind of rough, but it's only rough in patches, you know what I mean? So let's see, Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday was deadlift day yesterday. It was good. Everything went well. Honestly, I was expecting certain weights to feel heavier than they did. But everything felt fine. Because I hadn't really deadlifted in a little bit, so I I was curious to see how my conventional would be, but it was totally good. And then tonight did more pressing. Jerks feel pretty good. Push pressing feels okay. I found that this is actually a good injury to have because it's forcing me to work on dropping the bar a lot faster from the top instead of doing almost a negative like I normally did or do. So it's actually improving the technique in a way that I wanted it to improve because doing the negative just hurts too much. And yeah, so it's, like I said, the pressing is going well enough, and axle hurts less than log for sure. And yeah, that's it. It's that's the end of this week. Yeah, so just because you have pain doesn't mean you can't train. But it's not medical advice. Do whatever your doctor or whomever you go to for advice that can legally give you advice says. And if you don't, then what's your excuse?